Okay, so today we're going to be making the most amazing old-fashioned lemon flavored donuts, and we're going to be, I'm just so excited. I've made donuts before and they taste so much better than the ones that you can buy in a store. So I'm starting out with my baking powder, baking soda, and I will have the measurements in the description box. And then I'm going to be, right now I'm going to be adding the sugar. I'm going to be using some brown sugar because unfortunately we don't have white sugar. And I'm going to be adding my flour. This is 1 cup of flour. And then I'm going to be adding the rest of my sugar. The sugar is supposed to also be 1 cup. There's going to be more flour added later on. It's a little bit tricky. So here is the rest of the flour. I'm going to mix this up. These are the dry ingredients. And so mine is probably going to be a little darker colored because I'm not using white refined sugar. We usually, in our household, we usually use brown sugar. We have white sugar, but I can't find it, and that's okay. I just used a tiny bit less than what the recipe called for. So I've got the brown sugar, the baking powder, baking soda, and the flour all mixed in, and now I'm going to be adding the lemon zest to make it lemon flavored. So these are the dry ingredients, and now I'm going to be adding the wet ingredients. Here I am going to be making the wet ingredients. So I have 1 egg yolk, not the whole egg, but the egg yolk, and I'm going to be adding to that 1 egg. I should probably take out the shell. And I'm going to be adding another whole egg. Let's see if I can do it without the shell. Yes, I didn't. I'll have to take out the shell because I am doing my camera work as well. So and I wanted to show that I did have not 3 eggs, but 1 egg yolk only, and then I had the other 2 full eggs. So I'm going to mix this. And I'm going to be adding to that 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Doesn't that not look yummy? 4 tablespoons of melted butter that has been cooled. And to that I'm going to be adding 3/4 cups of buttermilk. I'm going to be giving this a nice mix as well. Oops. Back to the dry ingredients, and into the dry ingredients I'm going to be slowly mixing the wet. So I'm going to be putting a little bit of this wet, the buttermilk and the eggs in the butter. I'm going to be carefully mixing this, and then after mixing it I'm going to be repeating the same process. And what I wanted to stress was, for people who have never made donuts before, it is a lot of fun. It is a lot tastier. Your end product should be a lot tastier than store-bought, but it is a dough, and it's not going to be like a batter, like a cake batter. So once I finish repeating this process, adding the wet ingredients and then mixing, once I'm finished that, I will be adding slowly 2.5 cups of flour, because this recipe calls for 3.5 cups. I only have 1 cup in here, and I'm slowly going to be incorporating that other remaining amount of flour. And let me add this last bit here. I'm a very impatient baker and cook, actually. And it smells really nice in here. I didn't add lemon juice because, of course, we already have the buttermilk, which is a sour element. There are some recipes that use yogurt, and if you want to make lemon, you could probably use lemon flavored yogurt. So you see how this is getting to be quite a batter. Now what I'm going to do is take this and add to it very slowly the 2.5 cups of flour. Now there's a little puppy here named Scooby-Doo who just woke up from his nap and wants to join Mom in the kitchen making donuts, which is not a big surprise for me. So I just wanted to show, I just have this 2.5 cups of flour. You do not have to use all of it. You can use more or you could use less. All you're doing is taking this and very, very slowly by eye, in small amounts if possible, you're supposed to mix it in so that you have a dough for the donuts. After you're happy with the consistency, I will be chilling this, covering it up, and then chilling it in the fridge for about an hour. And this is why the donuts are a little bit tricky, because you are, as I said, not making a batter, you are making a dough. So it's kind of like doing by eye. And you can see already that this is becoming, I don't know if you can see, but I can see it's becoming more and more doughy and less of a batter. It's becoming thicker with the flour. And believe it or not, I have already added more than half of the flour that I originally had. So it looks like a lot of flour, but it really is not. And I think the way the weather is today, I will probably need all of it, which is fine. I'm surprised that it's fitting because I thought I would need another bigger bowl. It's getting there. It's really getting there. And I like to do these things by hand, since I still have the hand strength. I don't always have a lot of hand strength, but I do have enough. So I'm going to use it. It's good exercise. And you see now that it's not completely dry, but it is now officially, I would say, it is now a dough. It is definitely a dough at this point. So this is the other side of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just continue mixing this. And after mixing it, when there is no more flour showing, I am going to basically chill it. So just before putting it into chill in the refrigerator, I wanted to show that this is what I have, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's a slightly still moist, which is okay because you don't want overly dry donuts. So I'm just going to be covering this up, putting it in the fridge and chilling for 1 hour. And after an hour, I will be back, and I cannot wait to get these into shape and then to fry them. Yum! I'm going to start making my glazes. I'm going to make 3 glazes, even though these are lemon flavored. For me, who cares? I can make whatever I want. I can make a lemon glaze, and I can make a chocolate glaze and a maple syrup glaze. So I have 3 containers, 3 little bowls full of, this one has the butter and the icing sugar, butter and icing sugar, butter and icing sugar, and I have my chocolate chips that I have melted. Just wanted to show, so I'm just going to be melting that one in before it solidifies, which is not going to be too long from now. I'm just going to add that. I've used my own proportions of butter and chocolate. You can use more or less, whatever you like. There's dozens and dozens of beautiful recipes online. So just putting the last touches. I added a little bit of water, and this looks absolutely, to me, it looks absolutely amazing, like for a chocolate glaze. And for this one here, I'm just going to be adding some lemon juice. This will be my, I'm not going to bother with lemon zest. I could. I'm just doing a bit of butter, lemon juice, and let me get another teaspoon. And you might want to add food coloring, which I may do later on. It's a little lumpy, but you get the idea. This is a glaze, this is not an icing. So I'll play with that a little bit more. And while I do that, I'll do the last one here, which is flour and, sorry, not flour, icing sugar and butter, which I've melted, and I have some real maple syrup here. And I think this one will be very, very delicious as well. Oh, I love maple syrup. So this is going to be really good. And you can see this beautiful creamy consistency. So I'm going to let these ones, I'm going to leave them aside. And now for the fun part, frying these beautiful donuts. And I'm just going to be putting them into the frying pan. It's a Dutch oven with a lot of oil that I made sure was very hot. You don't want it too hot so that the donuts burn, and you don't want it not hot enough so they are raw. Now when I put this donut in, you can see that it's fairly smaller. It seems that the donuts are expanding in this heat. So remember, we had baking powder and baking soda. Of course, that is what is helping to get them to rise. You need a risener of some sort. I've made donuts before in the past with yeast, and it does work, but it is a lot of trouble. And I think these are actually a lot more easy and a lot more fun. So as you can see, they're bubbling. It smells nice in the kitchen, and I'm just going to continue frying them, cooking them. And once they're done and once they're cooled, I am going to I will try to put some cream in them. I don't have a pastry, sorry, the thing that you use to get creams into a donut or an eclair. I don't have one of those, so I'm going to just do my best, but I'm sure the end product will be very, very delicious. And I forgot to mention, I also have some sprinkles, so I'm going to be putting some sprinkles on these too, and I cannot wait. It is evening, and I am very excited to have one of these beautiful donuts. I just flipped these two, and they look beautiful. They're golden brown. And it's funny because I guess I didn't make the hole big enough in this one. You can see the hole, but this one, it's sort of, what is it? It closed, which actually is going to be perfect for me because if I'm going to be filling them with cream, I don't want an open whole donut. So I didn't think of that. So this is a good, happy accident. And I'm going to put this third one over. Very, very gently. Oh, that wasn't very gently, but it worked. So there you go, I made 2 chocolate ones. I have my beautiful chocolate glaze and some sprinkles, and this one you can see the cream inside, and I have some beautiful lemon glaze, and some sprinkles, and they look so great. And I even have a glass of milk here. So there you go. Hope you give these a try. They look absolutely yummy, and I promise you they're going to be a lot tastier than anything you can buy in a store. Take care. God bless. Thank you for watching. Talk to you very, very soon.